call the Lagos REBIRTH Agenda. Lagos REBIRTH Agenda. We are going to give birth to a new Lagos. The Lagos of the
I am competing favorably, and that is why I am not going through the route of godfathers, but through the route of the masses in the upcoming 2023 general elections. These are the words of Tope Balogun as he secures the Lagos Action Alliance AA governorship ticket. Now watch as the educational technologist and former secretary of the Congress for Progressive Change speaks exclusively with TV Independent about how he started his political career, the challenges faced by Lagos State, as well as his plans to solve them if elected as governor in the forthcoming election. Welcome to Up Close and Personal with Tope Balogun. This is TV Independent.
I've been in politics for several years, or like 2 decades. Yes, and I've held series of positions, administrative positions in politics. I was once the state secretary for Congress for Progressive Change. That was the party that metamorphosed into APC after the merger with all other parties that were part of the merger arrangement. I automatically became a member of the merger committee that was in charge of Lagos State APC as interim executive of APC. I was very much involved in the mobilization and networking of various individuals and groups to make APC a stabilized party after the merger. But with the merger arrangement having a kind of upwatch in terms of the positioning of active members and reward for loyalty to party, we saw a kind of undeserved cheating that was being paraded by the then ruling party that merged with us. So some of us couldn't stomach it. We tried all methods to seek for redress, but because the party was not looking at the magnanimous nature. No, that was the ACN that merged with us to form APC. So the gravity of such an action was underestimated. So our whole group had to leave, defected to PDP. In 2015 election, the essence of our defection was felt all over Lagos State, because that was the first time PDP had opportunity of winning as much as what they won. It was unprecedented in the history of Lagos State, where PDP will win as much in the House of Assembly election and House of Representative election. I can say to a large extent that our participation at the opposing side gave back to the recognition PDP had then. But unfortunately, we saw so many wrong arrangements with PDP in connection with the ruling party. And we saw that the party may not be interested in winning election in Lagos, especially at the central level, that is at the governorship level. So we tried our best ameliorating things. We tried our best making things right within the party, but we saw that there are a lot of fifth columnists in that party that are not ready to actually take over Lagos. They use all sorts of approach to continue to hold on to crisis till election. And with that, there is no party that goes into election with so much crisis, and that's why they have been failing. So when we saw that the project of rescuing Lagos from those that are held it down will not be possible with the supposed opposition party. And we had to put a team together that cut across different political parties, the ruling party, as well as the supposed main opposition party, to come up with a team. We labeled the team Rescue Lagos Team. We have been on it for 3 years before we now adopted Action Alliance as the party to fly the project with, because movement cannot be on ballot inside the political party. And that, after studying the 16 remaining political parties, our vision mission was in tandem with what Action Alliance stands for. And we defected en masse across the 20 local governments and 37 LCDs in Lagos State to become the foundation on which Action Alliance is standing presently. And I became the governorship candidate of the party, and that is Tope Balogun, seated before you. I am a graduate of Computer Science, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I have my master's degree in educational technology. Considering the enormous wealth of Lagos State in terms of human resources, material resources, and putting it side by side the development we have had for the past 20 something years that these people have been there, you can see that it's not commensurate. And what we are expecting is not what we are getting. So as a result, we cannot continue to lament, we cannot continue to complain. Even protest is not even working for this set of people, even when protest is a major ingredient of a regular democracy. It's not working. Instead of them placating the people that have agitations against police brutality and other misgovernance that is being experienced, we had an abnormal situation of shooting people. And to date, they are unable to unravel who ordered such a shooting that led into confusion here and there all over the country. But all over the world, there was an incident. And to date, the incident lingers in the minds of an average Nigerian and wants justice. So, summarily, that is what Tope Balogun stands for. A populist in my ideology. I believe the elites have come up with a stand to continue to unite the plunder the wealth of common patrimony, and we will stand up our rights. And the only way we can get to take over power is through the ballots, and that is the constitutionally recognized revolution that can be done legally. That's why I'm putting myself up with my team to challenge the status quo so that we can change the narrative and can have a paradigm shift in reality. Thank you very much. Presently, I sponsor nothing less than 30 pupils of primary school that are in private school scholarship, full scholarship. Yes, 30 of them concurrently on every term basis. I pay their school fees in primary school. And presently, I empower those that are not having job by providing mini buses for them, so that they can go out and work to feed their families. I organize, being an ICT person, I've organized free tutorial sessions in partnership with some of my colleagues for secondary school students and school leavers within the environment I find myself, which is more of where most indigents are populated in this part of Lagos, that is Orile Axis. So I have also been involved in counseling sessions for various students that are in secondary school and some of them that are finished secondary school. And I have participated in getting forms for students that are indigent to write JAM and GCEs. So these are some of the things I've done at my grassroots level, and I've sacrificed to be volunteering for community development work. I am a member of Really Government Progressive Association. I was once the assistant secretary of the organization, and being part of the organization is still yet in date. Outside the fact that I do something personally, the organization also do a lot of programs that is well entrenched with the development of Orile community. The president of the organization is Mr. Bode Medali, and we have been good friends. He's an elderly person, and they have been very supportive of him and his team. And we have been sharing them up, being a member of that community. And so many achievements have been attained by Really Government Progressive Association, which I associate with till date. And I'm proud of them, I'm proud of myself being a member, and I'm proud of my personal efforts on individuals and different groups. I've had opportunity to give seminars free of charge, going by my wealth of experience in life. I've been part of political advocacy to bring youth on board to participate in politics. And that is why within the shortest period we joined Action Alliance. It is easy for Action Alliance that was unknown. It's not that Action Alliance is unknown generally in Nigeria, but in Lagos State it is not well entrenched. It's not well known like it is being known now. We have 40 House of Assembly members that are going to contest elections with me. 40, yes, all the House of Assembly constituencies in Lagos State. We have been able to fill them up. It will not be easily achieved if we don't have the good character, we don't have the networks of people that are willing to change government by the ballot, which we are going to achieve by doing this, going by what we have done so far, and going by the anticipations and agitations of the masses of Lagos. Our agenda, Lagos REBIRTH Agenda. That REBIRTH stands for different sectors of the economy, which we are going to be working on. R for rural development, E for energy and education innovation. We have D, broad and all-inclusive governance, where all the functional parts of governance will be activated, like the local governments now. They are more like existing only on paper. All the constitutional provisions and the job they are supposed to do have been usurped by the central government, which are not supposed to be. And that is why they are like dead on work, but alive on paper. So we are going to have something else. So when we say broad and all-inclusive governance, every arm of government will be made to work. The private sectors will be encouraged to be part of the new agenda, so that everybody will be involved. The religious bodies and the likes will be involved in what we want what we want to create as our new Lagos. We have infrastructure as part of our agenda under the REBIRTH. We have massive development on that axis where those people are the right area will be enjoying life the way they're supposed to enjoy it. People will be willingly migrating to the rural area so that they can enjoy life the way they are supposed to enjoy it. But when infrastructures are not available at that part of the country or the state, then we'll be having what we have to do where everybody is clustered. We do the metropolis and we're having a lot of eyesore here and there in terms of the poor living conditions of people that are supposed to be living large if infrastructures are well provided, like the road development, when we have a good road networks, when we have all the transportation system well activated, when you know you can leave the rural area and come to Lagos and work and still go back home the same day. You don't have to sleep over for days and leave your family at home where your children will not be having poor parenting because of your absence, continuous absence at home due to non-provision of basic infrastructures that makes life easier for you. We want to have restoration of security. We want to have restoration of security of lives and property, where we are going to bring in security as our major turnaround for Lagos to be having a better future. When I get into office, the first project I'm going to work on seriously is security of life and property. I believe when security is well entrenched and well established, many sectors will naturally work better. And that is why we cannot joke with it. And some interviews I told them they are going to be providing 450,000 jobs. Many people have asked me how. I've told them it is very, very, very easy to do. And we have people that will partner with us. And we have people that are already partnering with the present state government. But because they are plundering all those commonwealth, they are not seeing the effect of what security will be doing within our larger society. We are going to bring many people on board. We are going to involve private security companies. We are going to involve individuals. We are going to involve different private security groups and the like. Then we are going to be looking at technology and transportation under our REBIRTH agenda. Technology drives the world presently. Like I told you, I'm a graduate of computer science and I'm certified on various ICT aspects of the world. So I understand how technology can be used to drive so many things. When Mark Zuckerberg came to Nigeria, that was the owner of Meta, that is Facebook, the president of Facebook and Instagram and the likes. When he came to Nigeria, he was impressed when he saw the level of achievements that many Nigerian youths, especially those that reside in Lagos, that he met. He was impressed at the level of achievement they can make on their own when the government is not even supporting enough and the infrastructure will really drive them towards the global market. It's not even there to support them. They are still thriving. We have many of them today that are having remote jobs here and there, working for bigger companies all over the world. And that is how India developed themselves to become the best of the best in ICT world, because the government actually gave them the support that is needed. This is what we are going to be doing also in transportation. Like I said, we are going to activate for the transportation mode, and that is why I've told people that I'm not going to ban Okada when I get to government, because it's a mode of transportation. You can't be banning people for nefarious activities of others that are using a particular mode of transportation to operate their nefarious activities. So what we are going to be doing is bringing up technology to solve the problem of security, because the problem of banning Okada is not the problem the transportation mode itself. It's the problem of security. So you have to address security instead of addressing the mode of transportation. Because even the BRT that is supposed to be one of the safest uh, uh, mode of transportation for the good people of Lagos, we are being used to perpetrate evil. And if the case of the girl that died recently, Bangladesh was not, had not led to her death, possibly we would not have known that something of sort. I don't know if say we are going to ban the BRT buses. It doesn't make sense to me and my team. So our team agreed that we are going to bring on technology into that particular mode that is mostly abused. We are going to have what we call tracker installed on all bikes that will be working within the metropolis, and we are going to have a room that will monitor every uh, motorcycle that is commercialized, such that immediately the tracker is going off board, it can be easily identified that there is a problem and something can be activated to demobilize the motorcycle. And so these are things that people are not looking into, and these are things that are going to bring this on board, and we have people that will partner us as much as possible. So many things that we want to do. Like I said, it's a teamwork, and our teams have been making so many research, and as we make research on the problems, we are also bringing on board solutions. We are not just going to be telling you there's problem here, there's problem here. Everybody knows that there is problem in government presently. So what people are waiting for is people that can provide solutions, and that is why we are coming on board. And the last chapter is the H part on our REBIRTH agenda. That has been talking about health and housing sector being worked upon. We know how poor our health facilities are, and that is why we don't have government officials patronizing most of them. When we have a state like Lagos State, which is cosmopolitan in nature, where we have different people from all walks of life living here, we are supposed to have what we call sachetization of projects. Sometimes it is not. This is why am I bringing in the issue of sachetization? Because when we studied the government of late Latif Jakonde, we saw that the resources were meager compared to the project. But he did sachetization to break the problem of education, deficit in educational system of Lagos State. Here we have people coming to school in the early part of the morning and some people going to school in the afternoon. What did he do? He built some types of structure. So what is the intention? The intention is to teach, impart knowledge in the pupils and students of Lagos State. So sometimes we may not be needing to build world-class hospitals in some areas, but make those things functional, employ enough doctors, employ enough nurses, build something that can accommodate them and give them what we call basic health care. And that's why we have primary health care centers. It's supposed to be as much as possible. Then we have the teaching hospitals and we have general hospitals. All these hospitals that are in cadence, they're supposed to be sachetized. Not that we want to build a hospital in a rural area where the predominant problem they have is the problem of malaria. They are not building an hospital that will cater for cancer and the likes. More of like you are wasting the resources, and they will now be giving excuses why you did not finish the project. And at the end of the day, people, the type of hospital who needed will not be established. People will now be suffering for what they ordinarily are not supposed to suffer for. I think for now, it is clear to us that we have so many lands that are unused in Lagos. We are going to partner with people that will build these houses and remove people in mass. And that is what normally happens in countries that are serious with people that are overpopulated in some areas. We are going to build houses for people that they can afford. The rent to own project will be for those that are really in need of those houses. If you cannot be building houses and you tell them to come and take ballots, at the end of the day, those that will be involved in the process of taking the ballot will be the rich. At the end of the day, it is only the rich that will eventually go back to purchase the house that they rent for the poor, and they will go back and sell it to themselves, and at the end of the day, the poor will continue to live in squalor. So these are things that we are going to be bringing on board to solve almost all the problems that Lagos State is presently experiencing. The issue of perennial flooding that is always taking people's life and destroying people's property in Lagos are things that we are going to work on under the of restoration of security of life and property. It's just a thing of civil engineering. It's about the topography of every area. It is not every area that is overflooded when rain falls in Lagos. That means we have flashpoints that we can identify. And we are going to do trenches. We are going to create trenches, construct trenches and construct of it. When we have three gates installed or activated when rain falls, the function of these gates in engineering is to reduce the pressure of floods, the pressure of water when it is flowing. So when the flood is not having too much pressure, it will be uneasy for it to pull people away with their cars. No, you can just meet yourself in any circumstance. All those people that were unfortunate to be on the road when rain starts, this is not their fault that they are that spot at that time. Nobody can actually predict 100% the nature of rain, and you can even go and make visits. You may not even be aware that a flood disaster in that area can be so enormous to the extent of pulling you and your car away. But the government must be proactive by creating sluice gates, by creating trenches, and you must make the local government functional. It is the job of the local government to be clearing gutter ways almost on a weekly basis, at worst on a monthly basis. But today, what we have, a functionless or malfunctioning local government. They are not doing their job, and it is because they are being capacitated by the body that is supposed to supervise them doing their oversights. So these are some of the things we want to write, and that is why we are coming on board with our REBIRTH agenda. Yeah, I've mentioned power. It's just because I've not been able to downsize it in my presentation. I talked about energy and education, and we have our model to solve power in Lagos. IPP, Independent Power Project, has been approved by the NEC as far back as the 90s, early 90s, late 90s and early 2000s, when one of our governors was asked to embark on it, but we saw that he bought something that is very archaic, that is already dead on arrival. That is why the independent power project is not working. When we have an independent power project, we have a lot of, like now, I've worked with some youths that showed me a model of their ideas of generating power with waste. In fact, they even showed me to the extent that they can generate, yes, alternate power supply model. We just have to get the approval of the NEC so that they can connect us to the national grid and we can serve the people of Lagos, especially the mostly industrialized area. Why are the NEPA, the PACL, why are they not functioning to their maximum? It is because the PACL cannot supply the number of electricity power that is needed by most industrialized areas and companies. So they have to now ration between the poor masses and these industries. But when we have independent power projects that is well activated, I can tell you, I know of youths that have formed the technology, that have invested in it, where even feces, dungs, animal dungs are used to generate power. These are just simple science. The knowledge of science, when we tell you conversion of one energy type of energy to the other, these things are there and people are already using it in advanced country. And people in Nigeria, we have youths that have done prototypes. In fact, one of my younger brothers went for what they call it IFL at Abuja. There's a partnership between an organization and Israel, the Republic of Israel. They caused them to bring up innovative ideas. My brother was one of those that won accolades at that presentation because he was able to generate alternative power supply through the use of waste products, of food waste, drugs, even feces. That is the one you discharge from your body. And he practicalized it. He converted some of them to electricity where bulbs and other devices were powered. He practically converted some of them to gas, where cooking gas. He had a container that he converted those things to, because it's a chamber. Like when you have chambers, this is a things we were taught in secondary school. They were only taught in books. We now have many youths that are going further beyond book knowledge. They are converting those knowledge. In fact, because thanks to Google, where all those things can be learned online, even without grabbing a board to really get certification. I've started from the grassroots, as I explained earlier. I started from the grassroots and have not been making too much noise on the media, because if I've been making too much noise on the media, I would have been an empty barrel by today when I'm asked what I've done. But today I can tell you what I've done because I've done it. But by then, if I had been on the media, I would be buffing, because I'm going to goof a lot because I've not learned the way they it perfectly. So it is not the day somebody is born that he wants to talk. But I can tell you, for the past 2 decades that I've been part of politics, I've been involved practically, and I'm not just starting as a gubernatorial candidate. I told you I've been part of different political parties. I've supported people contesting. I have been part of committees that work for different people that are here today. And why do I have to now step up from being at the background? Is because the people that have been given the mandate over the years are anchored. They are not having the right mainframe to work with, and as a result, they become like those people that were there in the past. And that is why we are going through the route of the masses. We are not going through the route of the Godfather. Going through the route of the Godfather means when you get there, you are going to be paying back to your Godfather. And going through the route of the masses means you are going to pay back to the masses. So it's a choice. You have an option of going through those two ruling parties where will be anchored and will not be allowed to really impact in the larger society. And what you see all around, there are people who are praying about, they are just for media applause alone. They are not what is really much effective in the society. And that is why when you go to any community today, in as much as those people that are representing them are not having the right executive backing, they are not going to be making the right impact, and people will continue to lament and complain. So when you want to have a change, it should be holistic. And don't forget, that is why they signed the Not Too Young to Rule bill recently, and some of the people that are coming on board with me are 26 years coming to contest for House of Assemblies. If you look at the Nigeria of the whole, the independence, it was the youth that actually propelled the independence of Nigeria, and that was the era people continue to refer to till date. Even my parents will tell you, during the time of some sort of people, the economy was better. It was the youth that were fully involved in the management of governance, and the elders will sit at the background where they need to consult with them, they will advise them, and they need to go back to the field to implement their ideas, because the youth are the backbone of any meaningful society. So with that, I think I'm good to go to become the governor of Lagos State. Here I will be able to influence so many other youths that will be coming through the House of Assemblies and will be working as a team. Not that you will be working as a micro part of the government, and some people will not allow your work. You have so many youths even that are vying for positions in this main opposition party and the ruling party. But where are they today? They have good ideas before they go there. But when they get into the system itself would have posing them up ahead of their performance. So you'll not be adding anything other than the regular showmanship where they just buy some rice apples and the likes, and they come and call the media to celebrate what is not celebrated. It is in this part of the world that we want to look at such methods of gaining power. You can never get power using that old style of this set of people that are, they have the clause so much on government, such that anybody that wants to take it away from them will be forced to stand still. And if you are part of them, you dare not fight them. So you must fight them as an opposition. Except that if you want yourself to go down the mud with them, assuming I told you I was once a senator in this ruling party, you would not have believed everything I've said since that it is possible. But you would have asked me when I was senator, why was it impossible? Why was I not doing it? So it will be hard for me to come and tell you the truth about what happens behind closed doors. That they are the ones that are not actually making it possible for me. But now if I'm coming in at the level I'm coming in with my own team, the sky will definitely be a starting point. So the idea of going through them to get to power means you want to go and lay your cheek, you want to go and hibernate on the head of another chick. What type of chicken? What type of chickens are you going to be getting from such a process? So you have to lay your own head, hibernate on it, nurture it, nurse it, and you get to where you are. So, in the world of politics, there are different models to achieving tasks. One of the models that we have adopted in Nigeria is democracy. It is only democracy that involves politics. But in Nigeria, as a case study, we are talking about democracy. And unfortunately, democracy is very expensive in this part of the world because largely we are impoverished deliberately. When you have sanctions by some countries towards another country, they want to impoverish them to submission, such that when the country is not having enough wealth to spend, they will now submit to the risk and caprices of those that have sanctioned them. So the government, those in power, and some cliques among the elites continue to impoverish the masses, so that at the end of the day, the masses will not be thinking about seeking for what they are supposed to sort. They will not be thinking about good governance. They will be thinking about, give me 1,000, let me vote for you. I now have power to come and meet you at the office. For the next 4 years, they will continue to suffer. So definitely, because of the amount of destruction they have done to the fabrics of the society in terms of our economy, we cannot erase the need for money. And that is why you say the media too are corrupt these days. They will not call those that are not having the money to spend and go around for them, even though they are supposed to be the fifth uh, arms, or let me call them the fourth arm of the government, where they are supposed to be balancing things and making justice to prevail over others. But what we have today, we have greedy people that are managing different media houses, and at the end of the day, they will submerge great ideas for pennies and elevate and promote those that have the big hands. So they are supposed to be working for good governance. But unfortunately, many media houses are not doing that. So that is why the issue of money is so much pronounced here and there. If the idea of somebody that wants to do good is well pronounced, like now in Action Alliance, the slogan is "Let the masses lead." Let the masses. If such thing is well promulgated and promoted among the masses, it is just by natural human tendency that they will want to align with a party that is trying to call for their trying to call their for their existence, and they will not want to align with the party that have told them lies over the years. So the issue of money, we are going to be sourcing funds. We have been doing that anyway. We have been using our hard-earned money. We have been using our networks. We have been using varied resources that we have at our disposal to get to where we have. If you go and check the programs we have heard in the past, those things, if you check them online, you see that it must have cost us millions of naira. So we have spent money, and we are still spending money, even though we might not have the arsenal of wealth like the ruling party and the main opposition argue. But we know we have the human resources, we have the intellectual capacity to generate our own money. And with time, people of like minds will come on board. Even if we don't win the election, we are still going to be having a win-win situation where we have come to challenge the status quo. But by God's grace, I am so much aware of what we have done that may not be in the public space for now. But with my awareness of what we have done, I am going to be inaugurated as the next governor of Lagos State by May 29.